Hello dear students, welcome to English class. In this video, we are going to study a new chapter from your supplementary reader, that is The Comet. The chapter The Comet tells us a story about Datta, an amateur astronomer who had a secret ambition of discovering a comet. He had a telescope and he loved to spend his time watching the night sky using his telescope. And the story takes a turn when he discovers a comet, and the comet was named as Comet Datta. Soon after the discovery of the comet, professional astronomers and scientists made a conclusion that the comet will collide with the Earth, resulting in the end of life on the planet Earth. So dear students, let us read and find out what will happen. Manoj Datta lived on the outskirts of Kolkata. He had a secret ambition to discover a comet. And when he retired, he bought an 8-inch telescope and he named it Dibya Chakshu. But his wife called it simply Dibya. Datta, as he was popularly known, spent many nights looking at the stars through Dibya. One moonless night, Datta detected a new faint star. In fact, it was a new comet. After watching it for 2 nights, he informed the Indian Institute of Astrophysics at Bangalore. They confirmed that Datta had discovered a new comet, and the comet was called Comet Datta. Datta liked to lead a quiet life, but his discovery made him famous. He was invited to a number of functions and Datta was fed up. He wished he had not discovered the comet, and his wife also agreed with him, but her reasons were different. She was unhappy because her husband was associated with the discovery of an evil object. She considered comet as an evil object. Datta told his wife that comets were harmless. Like planets, they orbit the sun, and when they come near to the sun, they shine brightly. And they get a longish tail. After some time, they disappear again and do not appear for many years. Dr. James Fawcett was a professor at King's College, Cambridge, and he learned about Comet Datta. He made his calculations and he found that in 10 months' time, Comet Datta was going to collide with the Earth. He wrote a paper and sent it to a scientific magazine named Nature, and he wanted to have this paper published immediately. Taylor, the editor of the magazine Nature, was actually the friend of Sir John Macpherson, who was defense science advisor to the British government. Taylor showed the paper to Sir John for his opinion. And Sir John did not want the paper to be published immediately, and he sent for Dr. Fawcett. Now, Dr. James Fawcett is meeting Sir John Macpherson, and the visit or the meeting was kept secret. Sir John gave Dr. Fawcett's manuscript to him, and he said that he had verified his calculations and the collision between the Earth and Comet Datta was imminent. He insisted that this prediction should be made known to the whole world. But Sir John said that if this information reached the people, they would be panicked. And the collision meant the end of all living beings on the earth. So he advised Dr. James Fawcett to rewrite his paper. He wanted to tone it down. He should say that there was a probability of comet colliding with Earth so that the people would not be panicked. But the collision was certain. Then Sir John decided that a secret meeting of experts from all over the world should be held. Now, the conference of experts from all over the world was held. At first, the scientists checked James' calculations and found that they were correct. The calculations were correct. Comet Datta was sure to collide with the Earth on December 15th. Some suggested a defensive action. They suggested that underground bunkers should be constructed for everyone to live in. But this suggestion was not practicable. It was not accepted. Then the scientists suggested an offensive action. They intended to give the comet a push to change its course. For this, they planned to send a spaceship with nuclear weapon, and the ship would intercept the comet at the right time, and then it will be exploded by the remote control. And this project was named the Charge of Light Brigade, and a timetable was drawn for this action. Now, after the conference, Datta returns home. When he reached home, there was a big crowd at his house. His wife Indrani Devi had consulted a Guruji, and he had advised performing a yajna to bless Datta and to pacify the evil spirits behind the comet. But Datta was displeased. He refused to have anything to do with the yajna. He explained that there was no connection between the appearance of a comet and the misfortunes of the world. Now, Comet Datta came very close to Earth. Millions of people admired it, but they didn't know how dangerous it was, and Datta had been worrying. At that time, he received an urgent telex from Sir John, and it said that the charge of Project Light Brigade has been successful. The Earth has been saved from complete destruction. After the comet had disappeared, Datta said to his wife, "Now you see that there is nothing harmful about a comet." But she smiled. She said that the comet did not harm because the yajna was performed. Dattada's grandson had performed the yajna on behalf of Dattada. And Dattada was so shocked. He wondered that even in this age, the rational and the superstitions exist together, though the gap between the two was too wide.